Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Yes, Chris. Thank you, mister. Yes, Chris. Thank you, mister.
No, I don't think that's acceptable.
What do you mean? That's not a song?
I don't know. No.
You are my master. Thank you for owning me. Thank you for purchasing
Marcus, are we
me,
recording?
Mr. Henry.
Yep. All right, that's Marcus. Not bad. And then we got that guy over there.
He will never
No.
get back. It's Taylor Swift, everybody. Hey, guys, can I tell you why Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't love me anymore?
Why, Taylor? What did you do to him?
I think, I just think that her vagina makes fart noises. I think
sure that
there's
it
got to be
does.
something horrible.
Oh, absolutely.
Because no one can continue to date her.
No.
She's the number one pop star of the decade.
She's an idiot.
and
you
no
know?
one can date her.
She is not a very smart person when it comes to like social situations.
I feel bad for her.
That's right. And you're also
No, I don't.
Henry Zabrowski. That is Henry Zabrowski.
Hey, what's going on?
So Henry alerted Marcus and I with another shocking email. That's right. Hot off the disgusting presses. We get an email, and Henry was searching around on 4chan for serial killers. He discovered a man.
I wasn't sure. Well, because the problem. Let's start from the very beginning of the.
Okay,
frame of
serial
thought.
killers are in the news right now. Obviously, there's the Crazy 8 killer happening here in New York City, which I'm sure has been covered on New York City Crime Report.
Yeah,
so we won't get
It's
too
a
much
very
into it.
boring serial
It
killer
is
story.
extremely boring.
Right.
I've seen the headlines on the Post day in, day out. I
Right.
keep picking up the paper, hoping for some sort of salacious detail, just a crumb of something
Right.
that we can use. Nothing. It's
No,
just
it's
some
real
dude
bad.
going around blasting middle-aged Middle Eastern men.
It's just really strange, and now we've got because all of the suspects are also horribly named. You got the John Doe duffel bag,
John
Jane
Doe
Doe bubble coat,
and then Jane Doe green jacket. So clever writing. They're supposed to be punny, I thought, over there at the Daily News and the,
I
and the
thought
New York
come
Post.
up with some snappy names.
Come
It's
on.
like Mr. Belvedere and
Mr.
like
that's right.
Ronnie Run. Like
Bacon
yeah, like,
bags.
Yeah,
You never know. Maybe there's bacon in his bags.
Think of a story. Make up a story.
That's
Add
all you
some
do is
zazz
make up
to
stories.
it.
But anyway, so Henry uncovered a real serial killer, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's the most disgusting serial killer we've ever heard about. His nickname is the Toybox Killer, and his full name is David Parker Ray.
Now, you may have heard of this before if you're one of the more depraved members of our listenership.
Yo.
But that's the thing is that I had barely heard of this guy, and I did not know I could reach the bottom of my serial killer knowledge.
Right.
I thought that I was the guy to
Right.
look to for serial killer information.
Yeah.
And then this guy just comes shooting out of the stratosphere. This guy is from the minor leagues, shooting his way up to the fucking
He is.
majors. Immediately, we're talking Dahmer caliber, top 5 serial killers. I didn't know about him.
And I'm telling
which
you-
makes me feel like someone was hiding it from me.
Well,
It
you know
makes
what?
me feel fucking paranoid.
Nobody was hiding it from
Who was hiding it from me?
Well, people were hiding it, though, and it comes down to market. This all take place, everything that we're going to talk about today, took place in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
And that's the thing, is
So-
that you just got to stick with the old Mexico.
Well, they
The
don't even
old
have
Mexico was
televisions
just
over
so
there.
much better. You know, like old Mexico, you got your tacos, you got your flautas,
You got your beheadings.
You got your
they're
Now,
cutting
but
out cocks and
you're
stuff them in the mouth.
You're talking about new old Mexico. I'm talking about old Mexico, where it was just Mayans and tacos and just.
No, I think you're mushing together some history here.
I'm just saying.
I think you're mushing together a couple hundreds of years.
I have a specific perspective about Mexico
That's
and what
right.
I see of Mexico because I went to Mexico once, Cozumel. My cruise ship landed there, and then I had lovely quesadillas just sitting over there next to the beach.
So you have a white Floridian's view of Mexico.
Cozumel is beautiful.
I'm sure it represents Mexico
But then
well.
we've got this new Mexico.
That's right.
That's filled with Toybox killers.
David Ray Parker.
I
The
love New Mexico.
So let's just clarify why they call him the Toy Box Killer. Marcus, I know you have a lot of information.
I have a ton of information.
Why don't we get into the? Let's set the mood with what.
We will never.
No, that's not a mood setter.
You need to get a new bit. No more pop stars. I'm making a decree right now. No more pop.
I hate having
no more
rule.
pop music.
That's a problem. Is as soon as you say this, as
Right.
soon as you put one rule on someone like as me, who is as free as I am, someone who is like an eagle on fucking weed, a weed smoking,
A weed eagle?
hawk.
Can't you just get back to racism?
I guess I could.
You can always dabble in the dark arts.
I did, but I started with racism.
Yeah, exactly. He already did racism, so now he's just got to go to phase
Get
2.
something new. Get some new shit, man.
What do you want from me?
I want something new.
I'm not just an endless supply of bullshit here.
Yeah, you are.
I want to hear about the Toy Box Killer. So what's going on here, Marcus?
Well, I'll set the mood. All of this happened in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, which is in central New Mexico.
I choose truth.
Jesus Christ!
Well, Truth or Consequences, spooky name, right?
It is a spooky
Yes.
name.
You want to know? Do you want to know where the name comes from?
Yes.
Originally named Hot Springs, the city changed its name to Truth or Consequences, the title of a popular NBC radio program.
That's stupid.
In 1950, Ralph Edwards, the host of the radio quiz show Truth or Consequences, announced that he would air the program from the first town that renamed itself after the show.
They
That's
thought that
so
it's
stupid.
because people in New Mexico they thought that was God talking to them. They're like that rock making noise.
Welcome to Parks and Recreation, Indiana. Come on down to here, Amy Poehler, so you could look at our Dairy Queen.
Oh God! Welcome to Monk, New York. Do we have to go after Monk?
But these murders, where the Toy Box Killer David Parker Ray, where these actually happened, were in Elephant Butte, New Mexico.
Elephant butt.
It's elephant butt or butte.
It's Elephant Butte. Elephant Butte.
Marcus really gets upset about this, by the
He
way.
does not like us misusing the term butt.
It's Butte, and you're dumb enough to name your town.
It's like
that.
malt shop. When you spell it with the 2 P's in the E, you still call it malt shop. You don't call it malt shoop.
Yes,
Well, in Elephant Butte, what it is, I'm not going to call it Elephant Butt.
that's fine.
I'm
Continue.
not. So, it's Elephant Butte is a,
Just
it's a man, it's a man-made reservoir. And just like any other man-made reservoir, any other body of water in a desert, drifters start popping up all around it, setting up pop tents, setting up trailers, and setting up tiny little houses, just like our man David Parker Ray set up this horrible
like
flat.
daisies.
I saw a picture of the place. It's this horrible flat-roofed place in the middle of the desert, and next to this flat-roofed, horrible domicile is a trailer.
Now, my question is this like off the grid area, like where no one owns these lands? You can just set up shop.
It's more like a national park type of situation because David Parker Ray,
with these national parks.
Because David Parker Ray was a mechanic for
state.
the
The government.
the parks department.
another
So
government serial killer. By
Him
the
and
way.
BTK.
Another governor
yeah.
worked
So
for
this
serial
man
killer.
had access to. I mean, he knew
All sorts of
he knew this place-
lawnmowers and hoes and rakes.
That will actually come into play later.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. But he also had access to miles and miles of abandoned land. And all around this area were abandoned caves, abandoned mines,
Abandoned
tons.
soap factories.
I mean, so that's one angle on the horror situation. You have isolation and you have terrain that you don't know anything
absolutely
about.
perfect setup for the serial killer looking for no little funny, nosy neighbors.
That's right.
Because that's what Dahmer had a problem with. Was all his neighbors were all like, "What's this smell? Why are people screaming in Filipino? Why are you walking around mumbling to yourself about making fuck zombies?"
I know Dahmer needed to get his life together, move out to the suburbs, get a nice house. I can't believe he tried to pull all that off in an apartment.
I was rewatching the documentary where Dahmer was sitting down with his father, like kind of talking about why he is who he is. And I remember, like, he was sitting.
Evolution did it, by the way. That's Dahmer's big excuse.
Like last night too, it was like after Holden brought it up because Holden is a mini Dahmer in training.
Right.
He was watching a documentary. I rewatched it and him talking about like it's like I didn't really like want to kill him, but and then I tried to put acid in their brains to see if I could make them zombies, but that didn't work. So
I just wanted to watch the Packers game and drink a couple of big.
I didn't necessarily want him to die. I just thought that we'd be like friends, or you just pour a bunch of acid in your brain.
Well, then I'm just from Wisconsin, so I just rolled him up into a bratwurst.
Oh, I made it a bratwurst,
little brainwurst. I used to call it, and laugh a little bit to myself. Anyway, back to David Parker Ray, who is really, by the end of this episode, I think you can make a decision for yourself, but he might trump Dahmer.
Here's a little bit of background information on David Parker Ray. Speaking of fathers,
I can't believe you said something like that.
I know Dahmer is our champion of all serial killers, as we've talked about before, and I'm telling you, DPR's got a good second running going right now.
Well, David Parker Ray was a severely neglected child. He was shuttled between family members all throughout his childhood. His father, who was a truck driver, a bit of a drifter himself, would show up about once a month with a huge bag full of S&M porno mags.
Cool.
And we're not talking like classy kink.com shit here. We're talking like
over the road truck driver porno. Yeah. That's all you have to say. People understand exactly what that is.
Yeah, because kink.com is new. Kink just made S&M porn fine.
Yeah.
Like
just now.
Just now.
Fine. Okay, so let's go into some details. So we have a shitty house next to a very nice trailer that he spent over $100,000 to make.
Yes, we're building towards this. We're gonna spell out the tale. We don't want to spoil this precious gift.
Yes.
And so this man, he was obsessed with pornography all of his life, specifically
different
S&M
than
porno.
us.
Much different.
The porno
I hope
that
so.
we're into is very. I guess it's different, right?
Yeah.
Tell me it's different.
I mean, I hope that the black cheerleader orgy that I watched last night is much better than the S&M porn that this guy was watching.
I think so, right?
Yeah, they were just trying to win their cheer competition.
That's fine. Yeah,
that's fine, right?
No, you have to win the cheer competition. If it blowing a couple of dudes makes you do it.
Watching a stepmom help her young stepdaughter make love to her boyfriend properly is a thing that's all about building community.
I only watch pornos where at the end the woman learns to read, which I always think is really interesting. It always has to have a nice educational arc.
That is very boring.
Well, it gets crazy.
You're saying it's just two people just sitting naked learning to read?
Yeah, and then I don't even have a computer. I just stare at my window at the school. Anyway.
And this man, David Parker Ray, I mean, keep in mind, first of all, that all of this...
He's got three names. First of all,
David Parker Ray. So, and remember that when he was caught, he was 59 years old.
That's right.
He had been doing this a long time. In 1999, too.
Yeah,
this is very recent.
Yeah, and he was married 4 times before he found the love of his life.
He's a lover.
Cindy Hindi.
Her name is Cindy Hindi.
Yeah.
Cindy Hindi short for anything?
No. Cindy's just
Bubba.
Cindy.
My name's Cindy Bubba Hindi.
Cindy.
So, let's just call you Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy Hindi. It's like a Dr. Seuss story.
Cindy Hindi, how are you? Helping to rape a girl.
Cindy herself had a horrible childhood. She was molested at 11, and when she went by her stepfather...
That's what happens when you have a Ryman name. Ryman name is just a detract molestation.
Mm-hmm. So Cindy was
Silly
raped.
Billy got it hardcore. When I knew him growing up. Silly Billy couldn't be left alone by adults.
Yeah, my name only kind of rhymes, so I got sideways molested all the time.
Marcus.
Just a couple of dick slaps. So Cindy Hindi.
Is that what a sideways molested means? I was wondering, what is sideways
molested? It's just when a naked man
exactly?
runs past you very fast. And you get clipped on the shoulder with the head of his penis.
I think I was just sideways molested. No one's going to believe my tale.
And so when she went to her mother saying like, Mommy, my stepdad molested me. The mother chose the stepfather and kicked her out.
That happens every now and again.
Yeah, that'll happen. And then she was a failed coke dealer. She was also a violent sociopath. And she met David Parker Ray while on a work release program for domestic violence at Elephant Butte.
Oh,
Elephant Butte.
My question is, what did
Yes.
she look like?
She had
Blonde?
kind of she was blonde, long blonde hair, had kind of okay, all of the women involved in this, they were trashy in a way that only existed in the late 90s.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
right.
Especially in New Mexico.
We'll
they
call
were
it
all
the Tanya Harding effect.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely. All the
really
like,
is.
like they were back when like trashy women could still be skinny without the help of meth.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
they were
yes,
just
yes.
they were just you know
Right.
had the
Just
huge
used to
hair.
constant aerobics.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and so that's kind of the women that you want in your mind. Most of the women were blonde. A couple of them were dark-haired, but Cindy Hendy herself was blonde and somewhat skinny. She had but she had like a full face.
Party animal.
Definitely a party
I
animal.
got both kind of pants.
And
Stretchy
it's-
pants and sweatpants.
And it is interesting that you mentioned party animal because these people,
drank.
David Parker Ray, he chose certain people to surround himself with. Specifically, he chose drunks and drug addicts because they were less likely to remember what happened the night before.
Oh, of course,
the next
yeah.
day. And
I'm
lot-
sure he liked his, he did his fair share of both.
He sauced it up a little
yeah.
bit.
Man,
absolutely.
they must have had such a good party for so long in his terms.
Well, we'll get into what a
I'm not saying
party
in
is
general
a
terms.
little bit later.
I'm
Right?
just saying, they're so long. They were just hamming it up.
Yeah. So now let's expand the accomplice list to two more people. Jessie Ray, who was David's daughter from a previous marriage, and her boyfriend, Roy Yancey.
Did they all fuck?
I don't know if they did.
I would not
that
be surprised.
I can neither deny nor confirm that.
Thank you, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you know what? I would say no because David Parker Ray, reading some of the transcripts and seeing that, I think he had limits.
Yeah, I think he
I don't
just
know
loved
how
his
you
daughter
got
very
that
much.
out of these transcripts. I'm not sure what limits.
I really do.
he had.
I think
He
his
wanted
limits
his-
were very far, but I think he would have drawn the line at
But at the same time, he was just trying to help his daughter into his career.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
raped his daughter. He raped his daughter. Yeah, without a doubt.
Well, maybe not.
Definitely.
Maybe.
Neither
Who knows?
confirmed
I mean,
nor
they're
denied.
Yeah.
He's no longer around to ask.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
No,
okay.
he's not.
I almost feel bad talking bad behind his back.
That's the thing. That good.
So his daughter Jessie Ray and his wife Cindy Hendy, they're
So much trash.
Yeah, so much trash.
Jessie
Jessie
Ray
Ray,
and
Cindy
Cindy
Hendy, Roy Yancey.
You get in here on the double, Roy Yancey.
Yeah, and Roy.
That's the only way I know how to move.
And Roy was a bit of a sociopath himself. One year
Yeah,
in
I
Truth
think-
or Consequences, they had to cancel Halloween because Roy and a gang of his friends went on a rampage around town, strangling cats and flipping over gravestones.
Cool.
It doesn't sound like they canceled Halloween to me. It sounds like you had a hell of a Halloween that year.
So the bar that that a lot of the victims were brought from, a place called the Blue Waters Saloon, full of drifters. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I mean, just filled to the brim with drifters.
I've never been to a drifter bar.
They're scary.
I mean, yeah, you're not a drifter. You don't want to go to one.
You know what I mean? You don't think me showing up with my Evangelion shirt on and my Batman hat would do well at a drifter bar?
No, I think you do great. You'd end up chained up in somebody's fucking sweet torture chamber in their toy box.
Oh God!
I'd make them laugh, though.
You would make them laugh.
Make them laugh.
But it's like the same way that people laughed when you had your mustache. Like you wouldn't actually say anything, and they would just like laugh at you. God, we had to. Yeah, never mind.
So let's get to the victims at
Yeah.
513 Bass Road, the domicile of the Toybox Killer.
Now, so we'll just get into the sweet meat of this thing. What makes now this is the fucking Don't Fear the Reaper of David Parker Ray. This is the fucking Until It Sleeps.
Yeah,
I don't know why I even thought of that song
Because it's creepy.
Until it sleeps.
Well, mostly is that unsettling video, which was only unsettling because you saw Lars Ulrich all painted in gold, and
There was no reason
hissing.
for it. There was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
a stupid-
Lars,
That was
not
a
good.
bad era for Metallica.
Although that video did get me in, that video
did.
did get me into Hieronymus Bosch, so there's that much.
That's what that
bad.
Yeah.
it did. That was
Yeah.
really good. Good imagery in that.
Yeah.
So David Parker Ray, in order to fully extend his fantasies into reality, spent a large sum of money, over $100,000, building a secret torture dungeon in the trailer next to his home. This thing was a rock solid torture house that he had
It was
built
a mecca,
specifically
the mecca of torture houses.
for no one to escape from, and no one did.
It's about the size of a double wide. No,
Yes.
wait, no, it's about half the size of a double wide. It is a single wide.
It is pretty fucking insane. Inside,
Right.
it was equipped with a series of torture devices. Like
Marcus, give us some of those devices.
There was one that he made. It was a DIY breast shocker.
Do-it-yourself breast shocker.
Yeah, he made it
Did he get
himself.
that on Etsy?
Yeah.
No, he made it himself because
Wow.
remember, he was a mechanic. So a lot of the torture devices that he had in this room were
Trained by the
homemade.
government, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, another great job, government.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he had them all homemade. He had a leg stretcher. He had my favorite part. I saw because the whole thing was extremely well organized, and there was one of those little metal signs hanging up next to all of the tools, and it said, "I'm rather busy. Would you piss off?"
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
he had that time, there was the other one, if they're worth taking, they're worth keeping.
Yeah.
And,
So he had some flair up there on the walls.
But-
yeah, it was very TGI Fridays.
However, his
The moose
favorite
with sunglasses on going like, hey there, baby.
Yeah, there was a kitten hanging on from a fucking cliff.
and his
Hang in there, kid.
but his favorite toy out of all of them, the gynecological chair.
Now, this gynecological chair would sit in the middle of the room, and above it was this giant mirror, and in front of it was a video camera, and he would videotape everything that was happening to the girls that would wake up strapped to this gynecological chair, and it was positioned in a way so that they were looking at the mirror so they could see everything that was happening to them.
Right. So
And
that's what the room looks like.
that's what the room looks
So
like.
what
And it also has wood paneling on the walls.
Wood paneling. So
yeah,
these
so it was classy in the 70s.
yeah.
Yeah.
So these women are kidnapped. They're drugged. They wake up in a random place. They may or not be gagged, and then he would play a transcript.
Tape. Now,
And-
this is where horror movies meet reality. This is a totally true scenario. These women would wake up and they would snap awake from being drugged.
Right.
The idea is that they would snatch them and they would drug them, and then they would wake up naked, tied to these chairs.
so you can just imagine that fear. You know.
Yes,
Usually
and then-
they'd roofie them in the Blue Water Saloon. Like, honey, you're drunk. You need to get a ride home.
Yeah, and then
they'd
he would take them back to the
toy-
toy box, because he called this place his toy box, and they would wake up to a tape playing of David Parker Ray speaking. And when I read about this originally, I was like, "Holy fucking shit!" Like that was the first thing I was like, "You mean to like really? Like this is what happened?" So I did some digging.
It's Saw. It's what Jigsaw
it's Saw.
does.
It is literally Saw. I did some digging, and I found the actual transcript from the video. But I could not find any audio because they destroyed the tapes. They gave the tapes to one of the victims' families. And this is the other thing, too. I don't know if we need to follow up with some more details of the fact that he was never even convicted of murder because no one could find any remains. The only reason they got him on, like, these... Like
Yeah,
50
let's talk.
different-
We can talk about his
Yeah, we'll
conclusion.
get. Well,
Let's
I've
do-
got a lot of the sentencing information.
I want
later
you to.
on.
Yeah,
We'll
okay,
get,
so
we'll get once we get
ladies
to
and
the
gentlemen,
sentencing. Yeah,
You're tied to a chair. You've just been drugged. You're hungover. You're drowsy. You're tied to a chair. You might be gagged. These are steel chains holding you down. You wake up, and this is what you hear.
I mean, I would express. You know what you should do as well if you're
Yeah,
alone in your
actually
house,
done.
right? Do this. Take off all your clothes.
Right.
Do it. Take off your
All right.
clothes.
Well, that's getting creepy.
Take off your clothes. Sit in a chair. Tie yourself to it with some rags. All right.
Jesus.
Hopefully you've smoked a bowl. All right. Imagine. Put yourself there. Mm-hmm. It smells like metal. You are strapped to a chair.
Metal and wood panels and
You wake
must.
up. Your first thing. I imagine it's a little cold in there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you're entirely naked. You don't know where you are. And you hear this voice. Hello there, bitch. Are you comfortable right now? I doubt it. Wrist and ankles chained. Gagged. Probably blindfolded. You're disoriented and scared too, I would imagine. Perfectly normal under the circumstances. For a little while, at least, you need to get your shit together and listen to this tape. It is very relevant to your situation. I'm going to tell you in detail why you have been kidnapped, what's going to happen to you, and how long you'll be there. I don't know the details of your capture because this tape is being created July 23rd, 1993 as a general advisory tape for future female captives. Now, you are obviously here against your will. Totally helpless. Don't know where you're at. Don't know what's going to happen to you. You're very scared or very pissed off. I'm sure that you've already tried to get your wrists and ankles loose and know that you can't. Now you're just waiting to see what's going to happen next. You probably think you're going to be raped, and you're fucking sure right about that. Our primary interest is in what you got between your legs. You'll be raped thoroughly and repeatedly
in every hole you've got. Because basically, you've been snatched and brought here for us to train and use as a goddamn sex slave. Sound kind of far out? Well, I suppose it is to the uninitiated, but we do it all the time. It's going to take a lot of adjustment on your part, and you're not going to like it a fucking bit. But I don't give a big rat's ass about that. It's not like you're going to have any choice about the matter. You've been taken by force, and you're going to be kept and used by force. What all this amounts to is that you're going to be kept naked and chained up like an animal to be used and abused anytime we want to, any way that we want to. And you might as well start getting used to it, because you're going to be kept here and used until such time as we get tired of fucking around with you. And we will eventually in a month or two, maybe 3. It's no big deal. My lady friend and I have been involved keeping sex slaves for years. We both have kinky hang-ups involving rape, dungeon games. We found it's extremely convenient to keep 1 or 2 female captives available constantly to satisfy our particular needs. We're very selective when we snatch a girl to use for these purposes. It goes without saying that you have a fine body and you're probably young, maybe very young. Because for our purposes, we prefer to snatch girls in the early to mid-teens, sexually developed, but still small-bodied, scared shitless, easy to handle and easy to train. And they usually have tight little pussies and assholes. They make perfect slaves. Anytime that we go on a hunting trip, if we can't find a little teenager, we really start hitting the gay bars, looking for a well-built, big-titted lesbian. I thoroughly enjoy raping and screwing around with lesbians. And there's not as much danger of them carrying a sexually transmitted disease. And I don't like using condoms. Also, even though they're a little older, unless they've been playing with dildos a lot, they still have tight holes between their legs, like the younger girls.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that help you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room. Okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right. $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan. Because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
All right. Well, that's a great little sample there. Nice, diverse. He's not homophobic. Very good to hear.
And there'll be more coming up later.
Absolutely. All right. So that's what you wake up to, and that's what you hear. So let's get into what did his accomplice do? Let's talk about Cindy Hindi. What was her role exactly? Or do we want to start going into some more of the sex party type things?
Well, let's actually, now that we've got that mood set, let's go to one of the victims, Kelly Garrett. Kelly Garrett was a woman who was taken, and this works into your question, she was taken from the Blue Water Saloon by Jessie Ray, who was one of her friends.
This is really just House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes.
Rob Zombie must have heard this story.
Incredibly organized.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely. So Kelly Garrett gets into a fight with her husband. She goes to the Blue Water Saloon to try to drink away her troubles. Jessie Ray roofies her drink, say like, honey, why don't I need to take you home?
I mean, did she win or lose the fight with her husband?
Well,
like, if you find out...
Here's what happened, is that she goes off with Jessie Ray, and then she blacks out. She only starts getting, and from then on, she only has flashes of what happened, but doesn't really know. 3 days later, she comes to... just out in the middle of nowhere, have no idea what happened to her. She goes back to her husband, tells her husband what happened. He doesn't believe her, kicks her out, and never forgives her. And the woman like moves away from Truth or Consequences. She doesn't know what happens to her until years later. Mm-hmm. But we'll get to that.
But that's also
explained
in the tape.
We'll get to how she found out later. The next one, and by the way, the only ones that we're going through right now are the ones that they were prosecuted for. Because
there were a lot of them.
There were a lot of them.
And there was no evidence. No one ever found any bodies of the ones that they had to murder.
Yeah,
because
there was evidence, but there was no like.
They
use
MK
bodies.
Ultra. We're gonna get to the two. They use MK Ultra techniques in order to wipe their brains.
Right.
Like they wipe these people's memories.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much just rape and drugs.
Yes.
So that's what it is. Yeah, and they would drop these bodies off hundreds and hundreds of miles away. They really took their time to scatter the bodies. So
because
that's why
they had nothing but time.
Exactly.
They had nothing but time and space. No one was coming after them in any way, shape, or form. They were working in total isolation. And then we brought this up earlier. There was a discussion on the Facebook page. We were talking about, and it's true, there are over 50 active serial killers at any time. Something like this is probably happening right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And and they're probably listening to this
and
podcast.
that's why we talk about these things. Stay prepared, people. Stay vigilant. Be strong. So we got victim number 2 here.
Victim number 2, Angie Montano. Angie Montano was a single mother who had moved from Albuquerque out to Truth or Consequences to try to get a fresh start after a bad marriage. She was friends with Cindy Hindi. Cindy Hindi brought her over to the house, drugged her, bashed her over the head, put her into the toy box. They tortured her there for 5 days. She remembers everything. She doesn't she actually, and she pleads with him to release her. Like, listen, I've got a son. Let me go back to my son. And David Parker Ray said, if I'd known you was so nice, I wouldn't have kidnapped you.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
That's insane. That's like the scariest thing.
That's like the worst. It's almost just like, damn it, why you gotta stop? You gotta stop smiling.
Now, this
all
whole
right?
time,
Come on.
I was just gonna rape you and torture you, and then you gone and warmed my heart.
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta make my heart grow 3
That's
sizes that
crazy.
day? All right, this ain't the goddamn Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm trying to rape you, bitch.
Yeah, and I think this
Get out of here.
you gonna get here.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the
I need
first
to bring
time.
all them presents back to Whoville on your way out.
I think this is the first time that they had ever kidnapped and abducted somebody that they knew.
Right.
Like it was a friend of his wife's. So they took
Which
her.
is why, obviously, drifters tend to be the targets, because if you don't know these people, you don't know their backstories, it's much, much easier to torture and rape them.
Exactly. So they took this woman and they drove her up I-25 a couple hours. They dropped her off. She gets picked up by a cop.
Right.
Tells the cop a story. And the cop's like, oh, shit, we have to go report this. She's like, no, I don't want to go to the police. I don't want to go to the police. For some reason, she had a huge irrational fear of cops. So she
was probably, I mean, if she's friends with Cindy Hindi, I'm sure she had meth, in her system.
She had to have had some sort of like past with police officers. So the cop, but once she says like, no, I don't want to go to the cops, the guy's kind of like, well, if she doesn't want to go, there's not really much I can do. And plus, since she doesn't want to go, she kind of seems a little crazy anyway. So he just drops her off near her house. Doesn't even drop her off at her house, just close to her house. 48 hours later, that woman's right the fuck out of Truth or Consequences, goes back to Albuquerque.
Absolutely. I think
yeah.
that would sour Truth or Consequences for me a little bit.
So how was it a Truth or Consequences?
Hey, this is great dip. This is great dip.
She was weird. She talked a lot about the dip. She didn't answer any questions. I think she was crying.
I don't know, yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
And then for the third victim, Marie Parker. This is the one that Roy Yancey comes in on. She's another drifter. She was living in a pup tent on Elephant Butte.
So it's almost like Elephant Butte. I mean, like it's almost like she got like a little house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's almost nice.
Yeah.
It's almost nice. I mean, it's a tent.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And so Roy Yancey kidnapped her, took her to Ray's house, and they tortured her for a few days. And then Yancey killed her and helped David Parker Ray dispose of the body. And they say they never found the bodies when they were all caught. He told the police where the body was. David Parker Ray had gone out and moved it afterwards.
Yeah, David Parker Ray is a smart motherfucker and an evil son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Now let's go back. You want to go back a little bit more to the tape?
Let's go a little bit more to the tape.
So this is now a section that describes even more fully what they're going to do, and him describing how that he gets away with his crimes.
Right. And you can get the full transcript online, of course. It's very
We'll post it
repetitive,
up.
so this is a good sample of.
Yeah.
You pretty much will get all of the gist of it.
It is 11 pages long.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a long video. He liked to hear himself talk.
He loved it. It was his favorite radio.
Again, sit down in a chair. You're transported back to David Parker Ray's Toybox. Your pussy and asshole is going to get a real workout, especially your asshole, because I'm into animal sex. Also, both of those holes are going to be subjected to a lot of use with some rather large dildos, among other things. And it goes without saying that there's going to be a lot of oral sex. On numerous occasions, you're going to be forced to suck cock and eat pussy until your jaws ache and your tongue is sore. You may not like it, but you're fucking sure going to do it. And that's the easy part. Our fetishes and hang-ups include stringent bondage, dungeon games, a little sadism. Nothing serious, but uncomfortable and sometimes painful. Just a few little hang-ups we like to use when we're getting off on a bitch. If you're a young teeny bopper and ignorant about fetishes and deviations, you're about to get in a lightning crash course in sex. Who knows, you may like some of it. It happens occasionally. If we want to take the time and the trouble, even under these conditions, most bitches can be brought to orgasm. Now, I've already been told you that you're going to be here a month or 2 or maybe 3 if you keep us turned on. If it's up to my lady, we'll keep you indefinitely. But personally, I like variety, a fresh pussy now and then to play with. We take 4 or 5 different girls each year, depending on our urges and sometimes accidental encounters. Basically, I guess we're like predators. Occasionally, some sweet little thing will be broke down on the side of the road, walking, bicycling, jogging. Anytime an opportunity like that presents itself and it's not too risky, we'll grab her. Now, I'm sure that you're a great little piece of ass and you're going to be a lot of fun to play with, but I will get tired of you eventually. Now, if I killed every bitch that we kidnapped, there'd be bodies strung all over the country. Besides, I don't like killing a girl unless it's absolutely necessary. So I've devised a safe, alternative method of disposal. I had plenty of bitches to practice on over the years, so I've pretty well got it down pat. And I enjoy doing it. I get off on mind games. After we get completely through with you, you're going to be drugged up real heavy with a combination of sodium pentothal and phenobarbital. They're both hypnotic drugs that will make you extremely susceptible to hypnosis, auto-hypnosis, and hypnotic suggestion. You're going to be kept drugged a couple days while I play with your mind. By the time I get through brainwashing you, you're not going to remember a fucking thing about this little adventure. You won't remember this place, us, or what has happened to you. There won't be any DNA evidence because you'll be bathed and both holes between your legs will be thoroughly flushed out. You'll be dressed, sedated, and turned loose on some country road, bruised, sore all over. But nothing won't heal up in a week or two. The thought of being brainwashed may not be appealing to you, but we've been doing it a long time, and it works. And it's the lesser of two evils. I'm sure you'd prefer that in lieu of being strangled or having your fucking throat cut.
All right, well, there's that one.
Well,
it's almost reassuring to some degree hearing that you're not going to be murdered necessarily.
I suppose so.
Like, if you're a young actress, you could consider like you're playing a role.
That's right. A very serious role.
Well, to get a little bit into the inside of this guy, like the mindset of this guy, he was a sexual sadist, classic sexual sadist.
Oh, yeah.
And that he can only
Yeah, and like
get
a
off,
Jackie Gleason kind of sexual.
Yes.
Like he can only get off when another person is in physical or mental anguish. And the more physical and mental anguish they're in, the more he gets off. And I was watching, I watched a great show on this guy, and there was an FBI profiler that described what a sexual sadist is. She said, like, in the morning, you get up, you blow your nose, you throw a tissue in the trash can. If you leave the house and go to work the rest of the day, do you worry about that tissue? Is that tissue like on your mind? What happened to it? How it's doing? Not at all.
I don't care, man.
That's how these people see their victims. Just absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah. They don't give a shit. Yeah, absolutely not.
And of course, I'm sure you guys picked up on the exact MK Ultra was in full effect here, especially with that part.
Yeah, and he's working for the government. I wonder if what branch of the government he was a fucking landscaper for. Was it for the Black Ops? Because they have gardeners.
They have very short grass.
Ravencroft had a fucking like handyman. You know what I mean? Like they had a janitor that was there every day. They had a guy who brought the coffee, who like delivered the paper cups and the paper every day, like to MK Ultra because they fucking burned through a shit ton of copy paper.
Oh yeah.
And how much toner? How much toner we burn through? You gotta have a direct supply line, and these people every day, delivery men to the damned. These people are just as culpable. If we could find these UPS people who've been delivering to these companies, we can get to the heart of the matter. We should dress up as UPS people.
I like it.
Get into MK Ultra.
We'll figure it. But no, you bring up a good point. The world
Too
is
old
larger.
for capers.
The world is larger than just David Parker Ray. I mean, they used to throw sex parties at his home as well. So really, I mean, how many people overall do you think knew about what was going on here in the toy box?
A groovy 13.
Yeah, a hot 13, sweet 16, something like that. I mean, more than just the four people that we've spoken about already had to know because they would throw large sex parties. And Henry's going to read part of the tape about what those were like very, very soon.
Do you want me to jump right into it now?
Could we do that and then go
part of the tape?
Do you want to
go
do
into the consequences?
Can I read something of like the most fearful part of the tape that I think of?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Yeah, no. I think like this part of the tape, like before it gets to the really disgusting stuff, this is when he gets into the really psychological stuff, which is the stuff that I like the most. Like what I like to
Did
call.
you get hard at all? When
No,
you,
not
okay.
at all.
right.
This is what
What's that smile?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He did.
no. This is what I like to call the no hope passage. I realize that being abducted and being forced into sexual slavery is a hard pill to swallow. Some girls really have a lot of trouble with it, and I'm sure that you will to a certain extent. But face it, you can't get away. You can't say no. You're going to be naked all the time. You won't be able to struggle or resist. You're going to have to lay there and take it, good or bad, no matter what's being done to you. A scary thought? Yes, but there are no options. Nothing that you can say or do will change the fact that it's going to happen. Many girls beg and plead. Almost all of them cry a lot, especially during the first 3 or 4 days. And some of them scream and threaten. But I have a poster on the wall in the playroom that says it all. If they're worth taking, they're worth keeping. And I'm going to tell you, just so you know, since you are being kept here against your will, you will never trust anything you say, do, or promise. You are a potential threat to us, and you will always be treated as such. On numerous occasions, bitches have told me that they'd do anything I wanted them to do if I'd just take the chains off. I've been offered ransom money, and I've even had girls tell me they liked it. But I like to use the chains. Money's not that important, and masochists are rare as hell. I wonder what your scam's gonna be. Not anything that I haven't heard before, I bet, if you get a chance to talk at all.
Call me a squirrel, 'cause I'm covered in acorns. That's right. So many people are focused on where their money is today. And Acorns is the financial wellness app that cares about where your money is going tomorrow. Let Acorns work for you. You put acorns in the ground and you're gonna get trees tomorrow. That's right, investments. And with the Acorns potential screen, you could find out what your money is capable of. I always do that. I'm like, I want to invest in something that I like. Let's say cheeseburgers. Okay? That's kind of hard to do. Acorns will help you find a cheeseburger that is right for you. So sign up now, and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Wow! Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. You know, stigma shows up in a lot of different places. I know I had to explain to my handyman about the devil imagery in my home. I had to explain that in our home, El Diablo es bueno. And he reluctantly agreed. I think largely just because he was in my home and he was scared. But over time, he began to see, the devil can be my amigo. See, even in 2026, stigma can get in the way of a lot of things, right? My handyman almost didn't put up my floating media cabinet, right? You got to get support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking the first step yourself because you're busy, worried what others will think, or telling yourself you should handle it alone. No, you need a team. Get therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. Give me a space to slow down and talk through what's building before it feels unmanageable. So let's take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of ethics and are fully qualified. So don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod. It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With SimpliSafe, you can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. SimpliSafe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of SimpliSafe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out because that's a part of it. But SimpliSafe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, SimpliSafe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with SimpliSafe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplysafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Sort of sounds like the beginning of The Big Lebowski. Yeah. You're going to change up the words a little bit.
The hippies lost. And so this is this next part. This section is by and large the most disgusting part of the whole tape.
Yeah.
So we could throw out a solid disclaimer saying that this is pretty fucking horrible.
Yeah. No, I think they're onto it.
Really, I mean, this is when it gets. I mean, that everything that came before, pretty run of the mill.
Well, it's pretty intense, but
it's pretty intense, but it's not anything we haven't heard before.
Sure.
I mean, not technically, yeah, because I've never heard anybody do the tape before. I've never heard someone make such a presentation of it. This guy's got a real flair for the spectacular.
That's the thing. It's a theatrical event that's going on.
Yeah,
here.
It's like he's on Broadway. Mm-hmm. What is this? The producers?
Weird. So now this is stepped up. This is him impressing his friends.
Yes. Also, we have a couple of real close friends that we party with once in a while. They know about our hang-ups and don't have any problems with fucking a slave. You may be required to service them occasionally, but that's an easy one. You know, for the most part, just fucking and sucking. They don't get into the heavier stuff. However, when we have a party, sometimes I like to put on a little show that you won't like at all. You'll be taken into the living room and put on a floor on your hands and knees, naked. Your wrists, ankles, knees, and hips will be strapped to a metal frame to hold your body in that position. The frame is designed for doggy fucking. Your ass up in the air, sex organs exposed, your tits hanging down on each side of a metal support bar, knees spread about 12 inches, position similar to that of a bitch dog in heat, right in the middle of the floor so we could sit up on the couch and chairs and watch. I'm going to rub canine breeder's musk on your back of your neck, and on your sex organs. Now, I have 3 dogs. All of them's male, because I don't need any fucking pups. One of them is a very large German shepherd that is always horny, and he loves it when I bring him into the house to fuck a woman. After I let him in the house, he'll sniff around you a little bit. Within a minute, he'll be mounting you. There's about a 50-50 chance which hole he'll get his penis into, but it doesn't seem to bother him whether it's the pussy or the asshole. His penis is pretty thin. Goes in easy, but it's about 10 inches long, and when he gets completely excited, it gets a hell of a knot right in the middle of it. Now, I've had slaves tell me that it feels like they got a baseball inside of him. It doesn't take long. He's going to hump you real fast for about 3 or 4 minutes, and while he's doing it, he'll wrap his front legs around your chest to hold him in position, and in the process, he'll probably scratch your tits up a little bit with his claws. After he gets through, he usually turns around and tries to pull out. Oh, he'll jerk a little, not much, mostly just steady pressure. And I've timed it. The knot will usually shrink up enough to come out of your pussy in about 3 minutes. If it's in your asshole, about 5 minutes. I don't use the dog all that often, but I don't deprive him of pussy either. There's no doubt that he's going to be on you a few times while you're here because I like watching it. And any time it's just you, me, and the dog, it will always be in your butt. The dog knot on his penis is big and extremely uncomfortable when he's, pushing it back and forth way up in your anus. I really enjoy watching a girl wiggle, jerk, and squirm around while he's doing it. Consequently, I give him a little assistance getting it in the right hole. Now, if you think all this stuff is sick and depraved, you haven't seen anything yet. This is a different world.
All right. Well, yeah, it's definitely an odd one. It's a little bit different.
It's a different kind of party.
I
like a karaoke machine.
Sure, that's great.
I love
a fog machine.
Oh, that's fun.
Little Smokies. I love Little Smokies.
That's amazing. Swedish meatballs. I can't believe you went to
Is that woman getting fucked by a dog?
Yeah, that's the party.
Weird.
That's the party over there.
Oh, I see. I was just here for the treats. Okay.
Interesting.
The baseball. Slaves. I just can't imagine a slave going like, it feels like a baseball.
It kind of feels like a baseball inside of me. Mm-hmm. Shut up.
Yes. All right. So
that's interesting. Like afterwards, like that slave had a goddamn point.
Yeah,
isn't that interesting?
And the timing, it's like I've timed it. Like I can imagine sitting there like.
Yep.
No, this guy is organized, cold, cunning. A perfect killer, and then what happened to him?
Let's get to, in my opinion, truly the saddest part of the story. If we want to get to
the third victim, Cindy V. Hill. She was a friend, again, a friend of Cindy Handy. Cindy was wanting to go off to visit her daughter in Oregon, who is giving birth. So she asked Ray.
Such a good relative. That's amazing. Go support someone who's in a time of need.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice
she
of her.
asked David Parker Ray, "Hey, can I go to Oregon to visit my daughter while she's giving birth to my first
By
grandchild?"
hell, that is the most wonderful idea I've ever seen. Give my regards.
And he says, "Well, sure, you can go, just so long as you get me a sex slave before you leave." That's true.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And so they get this woman, Cindy V. Hill, and they bring her back to the toy box. And Henry, why don't you take it from here? The escape.
I love this. Is just, again, horror movie come to life. So what happened was that their daughter was in charge of watching her and goes to answer the telephone, of course, because she's a teenager, always on the phone with the texting.
Blabbing with the boys.
What?
She was in her mid-20s, but
Yeah,
still.
it's fine. She left the keys to her wrist shackles near where she can get to it, and this girl saw her opportunity, got the keys again, which he even said that. He's like, we look at you as an enemy to us, and as a threat to us, which he was right about.
Yep.
And she took the keys, she unlocked the shackles, snuck up on the girl. The girl saw what was going on. They attacked each other. They had a giant fight. Imagine this again. It's just like, naked girl who has been ravaged for 3 days. Like they're fighting down in the toy box all over each other. And then she grabbed an ice pick that he had left on the floor.
The naked girl, the
naked
victim.
girl, yeah, stabbed the daughter as many times as she could and escaped. And they found her.
The daughter threw a lamp at her on the way out.
Oh, that's
hit her
right,
in the
yeah.
head. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge scene.
Huge fight. And then they found her with the collar around her neck and shackles on her hands, like screaming on the highway.
Well, here's where they found it. Well, first the girl was able to get to the phone herself and call 911 from the residence, but they didn't really know what was going on.
It was hung up.
Yeah, and it was
the daughter hung it up really quick.
Yeah, it was a hang up. And so this woman made
Is this a fake hang up?
What is this? What is
This is
this?
a fake hang up.
Those fucking kids.
And this woman made a run to one of the nearest houses, which was an old lady,
Which was
an old
also
lady's
occupied
house.
by serial killers.
Yeah,
Right.
And she was
God
wearing nothing
damn it.
but a dog collar and with a chain attached to it, completely naked, and just barges into this old lady's home wearing nothing but a chain.
And
a dog.
initially-
You get out of here. I'm trying to watch Wapner.
Wapner. I love Wapner. But initially, she runs. She nearly gets hit by one car, swerves around her, and then another car. She's like trying to flag them down for help, and she had no idea if the daughter was chasing her or what. So she was like, "I'm going to go back there." I mean, it's just horrible.
And and here's
horrifying.
something that David Parker Ray said in the tape, which actually turned out to be true. It would not be prudent on our part to have you running around in the woods screaming rape. It would be an embarrassment, to say the least.
That's right. So that is the beginning of the end.
Temptation.
That's
His
right.
reputation in town.
So the beginning of the end of David Parker Ray began as soon as that woman made the very strong decision to grab those fucking keys and bust on out of that place.
Just
So
keep
the-
fighting every single time.
Yeah, so the woman makes the escape, and of course David Parker Ray and Cindy Handy go out looking for her. The cops stop them, and they admit to abducting the woman, but the reason why is that they say that they kidnapped her for her own good in order to help her kick a heroin addiction.
Yes.
That's a really ridiculous funny lie.
Well, it's a bizarre 12-step program
we
you
were
have,
just done
Mr.
taking
Parker.
her to
but-
Six Flags, and then, she went all Humpty Dumpty on us.
Yep. And so he was arrested. All of them were arrested. Cindy Handy, she was arrested. David Parker Ray, Roy Yancey.
And they all pulled plea bargains.
Jesse
They all
Ray.
got fucking plea bargains in the fucking first place,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is ludicrous.
Yeah, the end of the story is the worst part.
They
of
all
it.
ratted each other out, and
Yeah.
they all tried to sell each other out under the bridge, which was fine because they're all horrible people.
Yeah, Cindy Handy got 36 years plus probation. They went through David Parker Ray was really, his trials are fairly interesting. He had 3 trials ahead of him. He had the first one
Because they didn't have any remains.
Yeah,
Right.
no remain. But
They
two
had
of his
videotape, and they had
2 of his victims were still alive. The videotape that they found a videotape of a woman who was bound and gagged and had a very unique tattoo on her leg, which kind of looked like driftwood. But they
Weird.
showed it, but they didn't know who she was, so they showed it on the local TV news, and a woman watched it and said, "Holy shit, that's my ex-daughter-in-law's tattoo." Kelly Garrett, the first woman we talked about, who for years had been plagued by nightmares and had no idea what was going on. So the cops go and they're like, "Hey, excuse me, man, can we have a look. Do you have any tattoos? We're investigating a crime. And so she shows them the tattoo, and they go, ugh.
Yeah.
And showed her a still of the rape video.
God damn,
showing
so
her
his
tattoo.
shit worked, too.
Right.
All the hypnosis stuff worked.
Yeah, and showed her the still, and then like it all just came like shoom. Like everything came flooding back. And to this day, she's like, I mean, I saw her interviewed, and she says that she can't go anywhere without a gun, can't go anywhere alone, constantly afraid, constantly.
It would have been a better.
Of course.
It would have been.
She just said the only thing she said was, "It's a very hard life."
Absolutely. I mean, what she needs to do is move to the city, get a job as a publishing assistant in the wild and wacky, upper echelons of New York City party life, and get a couple of gaggle of friends and start walking around, partying, drinking Cosmos, wearing like fun shoes and stuff like that, and then she'd be fine.
Yeah. It would have been a better ending to the movie The Notebook. If she would have just gotten her memory back and then just like, take it away! Take it away!
Next up was Angie Montano, who died right before the trial began. So there was no trial there. And with Cindy V. Hill, I heard a bit of a court recording from the actual trial. She was on the stand testifying against him, and the prosecutor just walked up to her and slammed the collar and the chain that she was wearing as she escaped, just slammed it in front of her. And she just flipped out and started screaming like, "You bastard! You did this to me! You did this to me! You ruined my life!" They had to completely stop the entire trial. They had to call the ambulance to try to calm her down because she was just fucking freaking out.
Of course.
And at that point, David Parker Ray was just like, let's just stop this. And he pleaded.
What a classy move! He
nice
pulled
guy, really
he pulled a
friendly
Romney.
gentleman.
Yeah, and he pleaded guilty. And I saw a video of him. They interviewed him just like about his sexual perversions, like, do you really do these things? And he said, and he had this like kind of far away, wistful look in his eye while he was saying it. He said, "I get my excitement from making women happy. I get my pleasure
He's like a Steve Madden.
from their pleasure."
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds like, that's...
So he was sentenced. How many years in prison did he get?
David Parker Ray was sentenced to 224 years in prison on September 30th, 2001. In March of 2002, he was being transferred from jail to prison to serve out his sentence, and he died in the holding cell without having
massive heart attack.
With a massive heart attack without serving a single day in prison for his crimes.
So it's almost
the American
like he died a
justice
free
system.
man. Like,
he did die a free man.
Yeah.
He did not spend one day in prison.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, and he was 61 when he died.
I thought he was 59.
Well, he was 59
when he was
got
caught.
Yeah, when he was caught. Yeah. So I mean, so this man.
He won.
He did it his way.
That's right. He's the Frank Sinatra of serial killers. I agree.
So then again, this is an important reminder, check who your friends are.
That's right.
Think about
if you
who
know
the
anyone
people
with a
you know.
rhyming name, they have a toy box, they know
box.
somebody that does.
Always be vigilant.
That's
Don't
right.
be a drifter.
Don't be a drifter. And if you're a girl, you've got to take some karate lessons, do some major shit.
Take some karate lessons.
I don't know. Just do whatever you got to do.
Practice the Houdini thing where you contract your muscles and the
Right.
shackles fall off of you.
My theory is that social media has ruined drifter killing forever.
I think so too. It's really put a damper on it.
It is.
Because everyone's always Instagram and everything. You can't be a drifter
I know it.
properly.
I really do
when
like
your location pops up every single time you take a picture of a road
I
sign.
think the 70s, 80s, and 90s were like the golden age of drifter women serial killers.
Absolutely. You got serial killers wandering around and be like, how do I make this new? How do I make things different? It's all been done before.
Yeah, because
agree.
these women are all over the place. Like hell, that murder that happened, when I was growing up back home. The woman, the lot lizard that was killed by those 3 meth heads. She wasn't. There was no. There was no investigation into her murder because she was just drifting from place to place.
Yeah, no
all
one-
the
And
time.
if you
one
want
knows
a
who
lot
she is.
lizard is
Yeah.
what truck drivers call prostitutes that hang out at truck stops.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, great. So that's Marcus, and then I'm Ben, and then who are you over there?
Well, I was Taylor Swift,
But
I
now
don't even
I'm
want to
too.
do that anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But the thing is that that song though is really. I really think that song really could have done well being played in the.
If you had, that's the
We
thing.
will never,
I would have,
ever, ever
I would have rather heard him talk over that song. If I had to wake up and hear one thing, I would rather hear David Parker Ray.
Yeah, it's just like hours of Taylor Swift explaining why her and Jake Gyllenhaal broke up.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Magustalations.
Heil me!
I'll Geen.
Hail
Be
Satan.
scared of your neighbors.
Definitely. Well, be aware of them.
The Colonel's cooked up a new $10 bucket of the day just for you. Monday, 24 nuggets for $10. Tuesday, 8-piece fried chicken for $10. Wednesday, 10 wings for $10. Thursday, 8 tenders for $10. Friday, 24 nuggets for... Oh, you guessed it, didn't you? $10. The $10 bucket of the day deal. Every weekday. Only at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra.
You've tried melatonin, the white noise machine, the blackout curtains, the magnesium, and you're sleeping fine. Not great, just fine. At some point, you have to consider the 4-year-old pillow is doing more damage than the magnesium is fixing. Coop Sleep Goods is running a bundle sale July 9th through the 20th. The starter bundle is the move. 2 pillows plus a sheet set, 40% off. And we're not saying it'll fix everything. We're just saying you've tried everything else. Coop's pillows are adjustable, designed to fit how you sleep, not just tolerate it. Mix and match any 2 pillows at 25% off or go all in on the starter bundle. One real upgrade beats 6 mediocre ones. Head to coopsleepgoods.com/comedy. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy for 40% off the starter bundle and 25% off all other bundles.